Hey, it's Dino, and it's DigitSpin Crypto. Thanks for showing up. Enjoy the show tonight. We're going to do something very specific tonight, and I'm going to tell you about it. And it's going to be some technical parts to it, but I think you'll have some fun. Maybe you'll pick up something new that you didn't know before. Now, let me start off with, obviously I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy on YouTube. Just a common pedestrian, so keep that in the back of your head, and you'll know what to do. Alright, now, of course we have our Telegram channel for the DigitSpin viewers. Feel free to click on the link below or see a previous video. You'll be able to click on that, interact with other folks from DigitSpin, and of course any information that I get, we put it out there on the Telegram channel. Want to also congratulate C. I'm calling him C because I don't know how to say their handle name. It was like symbolical or something to that effect. But congratulations to you. You won 50 Webdollars. And those Webdollars went out yesterday, and their transaction confirmation works a little bit differently. It goes by the block, and you can see the transformation, but I put the block number there and the tool to click on to be able to see that transaction. So that was good. I think we're pretty much set. So what I want to do now is let's bring up our random picker for today and get my fat head out of the way so that we can see what's going on. Anything less than 50 becomes 50. Anything over 50, we'll give that amount. Your choice, Webdollars or Electroneum. You had to have put your address in the previous video, which would have been yesterday's video, to qualify. And if you put your address in today's video, it'll be for tomorrow. Now you can win Webdollars or Electroneum, your choice. So we'll go along with that. Let's find out what the amount is that the winner at the end of this show will win. We'll click on our handy dandy generate button. 3, 2, 1. 35 becomes 50. So today is 50 cryptos, Electroneum and Webdollars. You pick, and we'll get those out to you right after the show. Now keep in mind also we're doing closed caption, so other folks can read what's being said on the show, so that's a good thing and something new. Alright, we're going to start off with the housekeeping, the basics, and then let's take a look. Alright, try it again. Jeez, so just in 15 minutes it's down another $100. Bitcoin 76.80. Remember yesterday I was telling you I was expecting it to go down. I was kind of shocked that it was still floating up where it was. I guess other people kind of agreed with that. So Bitcoin is starting to find its natural bottom. The problem that we don't want to see. Let's bring this up real quick, and I'm going to hopefully let that load. All right, let's look at our 3-month here. Look at our one year. What we see here is that when Bitcoin fell, it hit a bottom and it hit that 6,000 number, give or take. Hit that 6,000 number, give or take. It was more than that, obviously. The third time it hit it, and actually went a little bit below it. And this little pump that we see going on here is starting to come back down. Now, if that hits that 6,000 again, that'll be for the 4th time. And you want to keep an eye on that, because if it breaks through, and a 4th time is really tough, it's not a good sign. So if it hits that and then breaks below that, we may see numbers lower than 6,000. But at the moment, it's holding its own. It's on an incline here. Let's hope that's just a pause, and things will continue to move on. I have high hopes for it, but definitely noticing that downtrend. All right, let's take a look at our Crypt unit. We are down to 711 coins. So that is the lowest I have seen it yet. And why would we be down to 711? We were up at 980 coins at one point. For it to be down at 711, that's telling me, now you come to the show because you want to know why Dino thinks what he does. Well, for that to go down to 711, that means that the difficulty's going up. And if the difficulty is going up, that means there's more mining equipment being applied. And that's where I see this going. If we take a look, and I wanted to give you an update on the Electroneum health. We haven't done this in a while, and it's important. Electroneum, you know, we had some, with the lower end, we had that difficulty problem here. And this is where they were spiking the network with the GPUs, and then we went to ASICs. Now, everything as far as block timing has been working like a champ. No problems or issues there. It's a pretty much nice flat line. You can see where the timing had gone up so high in this black line here. All right, but it's at a reasonable, nice, clean line. Good. But you do notice the difficulty has been slowly uptrending, and that uptrend is caused by additional miners getting tossed onto the network. So clearly more and more ASICs are being applied to Electroneum. You still see them trying to tinker with the environment. They keep stitching it here and there, but it's, you know, it's a small bump, so that's why the timing is staying nice and clean. But you can see they're still goofing around. There's the monkey business. Yeah, always some monkey business. And that's what usually causes these peaks that are so unique and timed. It's clear that that's what they're trying to do. But that will become diminished the more and more ASICs that get on the environment. And now you got Bitmain releasing new X3s. Bickel miners are still available. And the existing ones that were purchased, you know, are probably being applied to Electroneum. So that's why we're seeing less coins per day. Now, in all fairness, I'm also going to say, if it hits 500 coins a day, we'll probably go away from the random generator, and we'll probably just do a 10% of whatever the coins are making for that day. So if it's 500, you'll get 50. If it's only 250 coins, you'll get 25. We'll work it out that it'll be 10%. I'm not worried about it now. It's a long way around. The good news is that I personally would tend to think the more machines that go on there, the less coins that a ASIC is producing. In my opinion, I think it would elevate the price. It would allow for a natural price. And this is going to be part of this presentation today, or part of the conversation we're going to have today about emission curves and what they are and what that is all about. But it'll also go to the point of price of Electroneum and why it finds a natural place at some times, in my opinion. So we'll do that on a second video at some other point in the next few days. Alright, let's take a quick look, see what we got going on out there. My little tablet here on the side doesn't want to connect, so I had to put it on the screen, so I'm going to take a look at it on the screen. So we got quite a few of you out there today. It's great to see everyone. Appreciate you taking your time to visit the show. I'm glad that you feel that it has some value. Time is very precious, and I appreciate you guys. So we got the Pulse out there, Sergeant and Marines. We got Elvis, Michael, Big Fella, Paul, and others watching. So that's pretty exciting. We're glad that you came. So Paul's saying hello, and wanted just to say greetings and salutations, right, Mr. Bean? Hello. He's saying back to you. He's glad that you're here, and appreciates you. Okay, Michael telling me I'm only gonna put this up. Normally I don't get involved with other coins, but Verus is interesting to me to hear you guys. I'm doing good with my Verus coin mining on my CPU, so he wants me to try it. You know, if they come on here and they can convince me, like I said yesterday, I put out an invite to the Verus team. If they're interested, they can come on. If they can convince me of its value, and everybody else, maybe there'll be a lot of people who will want to mine it with their CPU. Okay, so we have, I called it Elvis, but I guess it's a Evil Sis Vivi. I'm just gonna call you Elvis 620. Hello from Australia. Good day, mate. Appreciate you're watching. I'm sure the time is probably what's it, 12 hours from there, so it's probably early morning for you, and I appreciate you stopping by. All right, Sergeant of the Marines, that's all good. Good to see you there. Appreciate you stopping in also. He's sorry that he's late. Mr. Bean just thinks that that's weird, you know. We appreciate you, Sergeant. Anytime you show up is always good. So the Pulse 36, they said, hey, I really don't care how low the price of Electroneum is. I'm so happy having the opportunity to stack Electroneum at this price for long term. And of course they give me the God bless you, which is appreciated, and thank you. I need all the blessings I can get. Everything gets complicated, you know. So yeah, you know, I'm looking at it as an opportunity also. I think things can change that could happen in the future that will definitely lift the price a bit. So this price is ultimately good. So the question that you guys probably want to know is, Dino, what is the lowest price you think Electroneum will go if it was to fall further? And you know, I don't even like to think of that, because ultimately it's going to go up. But in reality, if I did the math and it's based on the ASICs, I'm going to tell you in my next show. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Thursday, but stay tuned and I'll get you that answer. Do I think it's going to go up? Yeah, by the end of this year I think we're going to start to see some increase, and over a period of, and I'm going to get to this because this all breaks down to the emission curve, and hopefully we'll have time to get to that before it gets too late, and I can explain to you the emission curve and how that's going to affect the price, in my opinion. All right, so we got Chris Knight. Chris is saying hello. It's great to see you, Chris. I see you put your numbers there in the comments. So good luck to you. Hope you win something. Okay. All right. So we got a lot of comments and things going on in there in the chat. You guys knock it out while I talk, and we'll continue. So let's go to our next exciting thing. What I do want to just bring up real quick is Loki. Loki did their fork yesterday night actually, and I happened to be live on Telegram talking with the guys, and they were. It just so happened as I was monitoring the Telegram channel, the Loki fork transpired, and everything definitely worked out good. So the good news is they had no problems, everything went through, and basically what they were doing in that fork was changing the emission curve. Boy, that word comes up a lot today, doesn't it, Mr. Bean? Yeah, it comes up a lot today. Emission curve. What the heck is an emission curve? What am I doing, driving a car? I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, hopefully we can get to that. I'm gonna tell you all about it. So congratulations to Loki, that everything went well for them. And I'm glad to see it going forward as projected. So we'll move that down and get this fun graphic out of the way. All right, now something that I wanted to talk to you about just real quick, and this was an article by the Daily Hodl, and feel free, if you like, I'll put the link down below. But what they're talking about here is something called phone jacking, and it's a problem, and it's becoming more of a problem. So you're asking to yourself, do you know what's phone jacking? Well, I'm going to tell you what phone jacking is. Phone jacking, basically, everything that you have is usually interacted with your phone. Your two-factor authentication, maybe your passwords for your Google. They'll send it through to you through a text message. You may even have wallets on your phone. So what happens here is somebody unscrupulous, shall I say? I think we'll call them unscrupulous. And what they do is contact your phone carrier, and they say, Mr. Verizon, I am Mr. ABC. I need a new SIM card for my phone. I damaged my SIM card, or whatever I want to put it in a different product, whatever it is. And they convince the guy at Verizon over the phone, and sometimes it takes 10, 15 phone calls, but eventually they find that new person that doesn't know any better, and they end up saying, sure, Mr. ABC, I'll send you out a new SIM card. They take that SIM card, they put it into a new phone, and they take over your phone. They shut down, because when they send you the new SIM, they shut down the old one. So if your phone ever immediately gets shut down and you know you paid the bill, call your phone company and have it shut down, or have that SIM card replacement shut down. Get in touch with them, find out what's going on immediately, and hopefully it's not too late. Now, with that information, they can download all your goodies, start accessing your emails, start taking over stuff, and then they start stealing things. And that's basically, it looks like there was this 20-year-old kid in California, and a lot of the folks were part of the consensus in New York City on May 14th through the 16th. It seems like there were a decent amount of people from that show. Now, whether there was somebody giving out, because you put down your name, your number, your phone number when you're filling out your information. They got everything they need to know about you: your address, your phone number, your name, and then they call up the phone carriers and say, yeah, I'm Mr. XYZ, it's my phone number here, I need a SIM card. Yeah, a real problem, isn't it? So what do you do about it? Well, in this article, I'm going to tell you what they said, and then I'm going to add a couple of things to it, or at least something new to it also. First thing that they tell you to do is to contact your phone company and make sure that you have your PIN activated. There's usually a PIN number. So even if they have all your information, if they don't know your PIN number, they're not supposed to make any changes to your account or send out a SIM. So if you're using AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, you can contact them. Some of them will let you do it on the website itself, but contact them, set up a PIN, because they can steal your phone number, address, and name, and all that, but they can't stick their hands into your head and yank out the thing out of your ear. All right, so that's one good starting point. Now, if you have a reasonable amount in crypto and it's valuable to you, you can do another thing, and that's to go down to your Verizon store and you say, I need you to put in the notes of my account, no changes to my phone, no SIM to be sent unless I come to this store and present you valid ID with my face next to it. Okay? It means I have to physically go to the store. Nothing can be done on the phone. Now, that's a pain. It's a definite pain, because you got to show up at the store. But this guy won't be able to show up with your driver's license at a local store, because to get your SIM card from you. All right, and that's probably the best method, along with your PIN number, to secure your phone. So keep that in the back of your head. Thanks, Dino. I know. It's good information. Everybody needs to know these things. It's important because a lot of stuff is on the phones these days. So keep that in the back of your head. I'm going to also show you this Cointelegraph. Now this came out a little while ago, but they're talking about how people get hacked and what have you. And a couple of ways that they do this is as follows. So keep your eyes on these things. Applications, apps that you download off of Google Play in the App Store and Apple Store and all that good stuff. There have been malicious programs that go out there and search for crypto information and provide it to the owner of it. It has happened. It does exist. Which goes back, I told you I had two things prior. The second one is to keep a separate phone just for your crypto. And so you use your one phone and then you have a second one. And because it doesn't have to be connected all the time, unless you're using your phone number for validation. I think some accounts need an actual phone number. But if you can afford to have a second phone, sometimes you have a plan and it's only $10 or $19 or something like that to add it to your account as a shared service. You can keep just your crypto information on that secondary phone that's never used and it's only used for your crypto. Okay, so if you have your one phone, just don't go downloading all the applications. Try to keep it to a minimum. Use your web browser if you can. You know, that's what I do most of the time. I don't install apps on my phone. I just despise it because most of them, you know, my wife's like, "You're gonna put Facebook on there?" I go, "The last thing I'm gonna do is put Facebook on my phone." And they have access to your microphone, all my pictures, and they want to forget it. I ain't getting that to them. I'm not interested. And a lot of these apps do the same thing. I don't load them. Bots are another way. Sometimes there's Telegram, there's bots in Slack. So you gotta be careful if you see. Don't go clicking on links that you see in Telegram. Don't go click on things. Just to be curious. Curiosity killed the cat. Don't forget that. All right. Add-ons. There are a lot of things that you can add on to put into your browser. You know, interactions with your email. I actually separate. I have a separate laptop, put in a fresh operating system. I don't put mail on it. I don't browse on it ever. Its sole purpose in life is to run the wallets. That's it. And I put the security on it, and that's it. I don't browse, I don't play, I don't load any games, I don't do anything with it but that. You know, and you can get an older laptop to do a lot of this stuff for a couple $100. So if you have a decent amount in crypto, you may want to do that. I don't have a decent amount, but I happen to have an extra laptop, so I did it anyway. You know, I just felt that it was the safest thing to do. So keep that in the back of your head. And then, of course, if you have the ability to turn on two-factor authentication. Now, the Google one seems to be the better of the couple that are out there. And if you connect to an exchange or have the ability to turn on two-factor authentication with anything that you're working with, do it. Basically, it keeps a timing number on both sides, and so when you go to log in, it asks you for your 6-digit code, and it knows what that number should be. If that number doesn't match up, it doesn't let you in. That means they physically have to have your phone. That's why people are phone jacking. So keep that in mind. Let's take a quick look at what we got going on in chat there. See if everybody's having fun. All right. Okay, so yeah, you know, RJ has got a point there. RJ saying, you know, to relax. The whole market's in the tanker right now. and no need for Coinbene at the moment. So yeah, Coinbene is gonna happen. What I can tell you is they are still interacting with Electroneum. They haven't disappeared. They haven't pulled a magic trick on us. All right, they are still interacting with Electroneum. They are still trying to get it all together. And if Electroneum and Coinbene are taking everybody's advice, which is not to say anything but we're working on it until it's done and tested, and then bang, bring it out, and we have a big party and everybody's happy, and you know, we can start trading and hey, give me the money, give me the money, give it to me. We'll do it at that point, okay? So, you know, I'm hoping that the next thing that we hear publicly from Coinbene is it's done, it's ready to go, come join us, all right? And so let them do their job, they'll get it done. And yeah, the whole, with Bitcoin going down, everything's taking a beating. And if you look, you know, everybody's saying, oh, this coin's going down or that coin. You take a look at them, they're all down the same percentage. All right, don't let anybody fool you. They're all taking take that when it goes down, and they all go up when it goes up. So, all right. Let's take a look and see what else exciting we got here. So we got Marco. How's it going, Marco? Good to see you. Glad that you joined up. We appreciate you coming and visiting us here. We'll give you a thumbs up right there. Let's see if I can match that up. I can't seem to match it up. We appreciate if you subscribe and like and comment, which is also very important to me. I like to interact with you guys when you have questions. Okay. Marco's pretty excited. He thinks Electroneum bets on mobile access to bring digital payments to the real world. Yeah, that's one of the big features of Electroneum, is being on your mobile phone and being able to pay for something right there on it, move funds around, give it to the next person. So yeah, that's big stuff for Electroneum, and one of their best features. So definitely good stuff. All right, let's take a look. That's done. We'll throw that away, and we'll take a look at our next thing. Our next thing is Electroneum announcement right here. We shut the doors. Our Electroneum 242 competition has finished. Thanks to everyone who entered. The fantastic content received has been a testament to the power and positivity of our incredible community. Winners will be announced over social media after the entry data has been checked. You know, and they said here, keep telling us why you love Electroneum, and our team will be following the hashtag Electroneum on the same in Google form. Keep your eyes peeled. We may just share new and exciting material on our social media. So even if you release something, you didn't get it, you didn't beat the deadline, you know, still put it out there, and they may still share it and get you some views, likes, hearts, you know, whatever they give away on different applications. So that's all good. And keep in mind, now as soon as we find out some of the winners, we'll try to hopefully they'll give us some more spot winners. That was a lot of fun. Before they finished it up, I was hoping they'd have one for us today, but didn't see one. So let's just do a refresh to see if maybe they did do something. No spot winner for today. So obviously they're going to go through it all, figure out who they're going to award everything through, run through the software, or I don't know, maybe they got you know, a couple of gnomes and elves back there, or you know, penciling it out using abacuses. I don't know what they're doing. They're figuring out something. They'll let us know. All right, let's see. I had oh, that's for the end of the show. Okay, so I'm gonna click that and put that down here. So what you guys have been, what I've been talking throughout the show is something called an emission curve, and so you guys probably want to know, what does that mean? So let me get my drawing tablet over here. Okay, got my drawing tablet. We'll put this right over here. Got my handy dandy stylus. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so an emission curve basically when miners are running against the blockchain, they get paid. They perform a function. They do the accounting. I don't know why they didn't call them accountants, but they called them miners because they were digging stuff up, I guess, out of thin air. But basically, they're doing the accounting work. And if their work is chosen, they get paid. And, you know, if they close the block and that pool wins that block, everybody gets a share. All right. So each coin has a different type of emission curve. So let's say, let's move this over here. All right. So boy, that's awfully crooked, Dino. Let's try that again. Let's go. I don't know. I gotta straighten this out. Now, so with Bitcoin, in the first few years, they gave away quite a few coins. Every 10 minutes, they would give away some coins. Electroneum used to be 1 minute, but it's now 2 minutes. Okay, so we'll just put a 2 here. So every 2 minutes, it would give away a coin. So we'll stick with the Bitcoin for now. We'll cross this right out. All right. After a period of time, Bitcoin gets divided in half. And now that's the amount of coins that they would give. And then it would get divided in half. And divided in half. And as the years, so, you know, we're like at year 8. We're down to, what is it, 3.5 Bitcoins that are earned. And that's going to continue. That's when they call the halvening. And that's going to continue as it goes along. We'll put that, we'll put a little arrow through my hat here and come out this side. So I look like I got an arrow in my hat. What do you think? Like Steve Martin. A wild and crazy guy! So, this is going to continue on, right? Too bad I can't draw on my face and put like little eyeglasses and stuff. All right. So, this was going to continue on as it goes. So, you know, over the period of time. Now, Bitcoin, actually, they calculated it out that it'll probably end at like 42 Satoshis, and that'll be in the year 2136, somewhere around there. So it's going to go on for quite a while because you can keep having it until you get to the smallest amount. So that's basically what they think is going to end it up at 42 Satoshis. Will probably close up Bitcoin. All right. So that's an emission curve. It gives you basically how many coins are earned for doing the mining work. Now, if you notice, as the coins became harder to get, the price of Bitcoin went up. All right, and theoretically, they expect it just to keep going and off the chart here, because it was harder to get. It made them twice as valuable. I think it's going to be about in another year in a few months, it's going to have again. So at that point, you would tend to think Bitcoin will go up because it's harder to earn them. Makes them more valuable. They become that much more expensive to manufacture. I think they had an average of somewhere to $4,000 to $6,000 to manufacture one Bitcoin of electricity, and that's going to pretty much double. So it's going to be $8,000 to $12,000 to manufacture. So if this was the minimum amount of Bitcoin at 6,000, you tend to think it'll be a minimum of $12,000 next year, somewhere around there, give or take months. But that would probably end up being its lowest point, because that's what it costs to make it. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to mine them. So, all right, let's clear this out. So, what does this have to do with Electroneum? Electroneum uses the Monero code base, and the Monero code base, I'm going to draw it out, but let me do one better. And I'm going to bring up a little graphic here. This might make life a little easier for everybody. Alright. So, if you take a look here, let's bring this, as you can see, this is a block Bitcoin in the blue. And you can see it stair-stepping as it goes down and finds its way, and it'll continue. This is called the tail, this back end part of it. This is called the tail emission at this part down at the bottom. All right, and if you take a look, Monero had a similar situation. Now, how does Electroneum emission curve work? If you notice, the red line being Monero, which is basically Electroneum it's a very smooth line. So I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, why is it a smooth line and not a stair step? Well, let me tell you why. What happens with the Monero code base, hence Electroneum, and just about all, DTube and BitTube, and Loki and all these things, Masari and all these other coins. Every block that's mined, it's a little bit less for the next one. They do it every single block. They diminish it just a little bit less. So if I made 100, I might make 99.98 in the next 2 minutes, and then 99.96. All right, so it keeps going down after every one, so it's a little harder each and every time, and it builds up over a period of time where you can actually see the difference. That's the reason why the line is so clean. So Monero decided to do it in that fashion. Now, if you take a look, there's a lot of coins given initially. All right, and what ends up happening is it kind of comes out to every year approximately 40% of the emission is gone. So if it was 100 at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year it should be approximately 60. All right, and then if it starts off at 60 the next year, you'll take 40% off of that. So I don't know, you're looking at 20 or 22, somewhere around there would come off it. So it'd be 44 or what have you. But the number gets smaller and smaller that comes off. But for the first 6 years, it's pretty significant and it's monitorable. And you can see how that red line on the emission comes down. You make less and less coins. All right. Then at a certain point, instead of like Bitcoin where it literally runs out, they kept a small amount, and Monero kept a small amount to be earned in perpetuity. You can just keep on mining it. Now, why would they do that? Well, Bitcoin wanted to make sure that there would be miners on the system to keep running the network. If you're not earning anything, the only way you can get paid is in transaction fees, and that means transaction fees go up, or there's no incentive for somebody to spend all that money for electricity. Monero, instead of running out of coins and stopping it, decided to continue. All right, and go forward from there. So from now until forever. Now, Bitcoin being 2140, I ain't gonna be around. And you're talking what, 5 generations, 8 generations from now? They'll figure it out when the time comes. So there'll always be people mining Bitcoin, and there'll always be people mining Monero, because even though the people who got in early scored really big. All right, so when you get to this point down here, you're pretty much just maintaining the environment and making a few coins. So that's how Monero is. Now, Electroneum obviously follows the same way. Now, I'm sure that they've changed their emission curve to fit, because Electroneum is going to have a maximum supply, unlike Monero. All right, so they're gonna have changed their emission curve so that it'll move it out 100 years or 50s, 80 years into the future. Generations from now we'll be dealing with the type of solution. So that is what an emission curve is, the amount and quantity based over time. And we'll probably pick up on this over the next few days, because I want to show you how the emission curve can affect the price of Electroneum and other coins that are based off of a mining solution, a proof of work solution. All right. So let's take a quick look, see if we had anything in the chat. And if you have any questions, this way you can get them to me real quick. Then we'll take a look and we'll do our winner for today and see what we got going on. Of course, now today's 50 Webdollars or 50 Electroneum. The user's choice depending on what they pick up. So I hope you learned something, what an emission curve is. I hope I was able to explain it well. Okay. All right, let's see, RJ had a quick question here. When the instant payment program launch, a good idea is for the Electroneum team to list all stores on the app where Electroneum can be spent. Yeah, you know, that's an interesting way of going about it. I'm sure at some point it'll get too big to manage. There's got to be some way, and I'm sure, you know, there may even be a user that tracks it or builds a website to do it. But you know, Electroneum, they might find that a valuable suggestion and implement it. Who knows? I think it's clever. All right. All right. Marco wants me to use a ruler when I'm drawing things on the screen. He's asking me what do I think about the price for the end of this year, and that's really going to come down to where Bitcoin is and the success of some of the programs that Electroneum is launching. So do I expect to see $5 at the end of the year? No. Do I expect to see $1 at the end of the year? No. Yeah, I think it could get to those numbers, but not by the end of this year. My personal hopes is that we see Electroneum gain back some of its ground between that 5 and 12 cent range. That's my hopes. I would be happy if it makes some progress, and if Bitcoin does shoot because of the ETFs, we could be seeing numbers far greater than that. So let's see what happens. It all kind of rests. They're all intertwined, and you can have the best news in the world, but if Bitcoin's going down, it's going to take everything with it. So, all right. Greg is asking how low Bitcoin is supposed to drop. You know, they weren't expecting it to drop. A lot of the analysts, the TA guys, the technical analysis guys, you know, they were expecting a little wiggle room, but they are looking for it to still be bullish, and we'll see if that happens. In my personal opinion, I expected it to drop, and when we get closer to the next ETF ruling, you'll see news about it again. Oh, the OBE ETF is going to come out, and it'll pump up again at that point. So you know, that was supposed to be in September, if at the earliest. So I don't know. We'll see how August turns out. We'll see how it turns out. I think towards September you'll start to see a bump again, no matter where it is. So, all right. You want to know me? Hey, how's it going? And we got Technical Ranji out there. Thanks for showing up. And John Thompson. John Thompson's hoping for 50 cents. Why don't you guys tell me where... Let me ask all of you guys in the chat. Start putting numbers on the screen. Telling me where do you think it's going to be at the end of the year. And I'll put it up on the screen for everybody else to see. So I need... Tell me right now. I see John Thompson. John Thompson put 50 cents. He thinks the end of the year is going to see 50 cents. So anybody else out there, definitely put it on the screen, and I'll let everybody else know who's going to watch the video afterwards where you guys think Electroneum is going to be. That's more important to me than my personal opinion sometimes. So we'll go forward from there. All right, write them out onto the chat, and I'll put them up there for you. Okay, so let's close this up, and we'll get rid of my funny drawings. Where is Electroneum? Well, Let's see here. Is that working? I can't get that to work. I probably broke it. I broke it already. Let's try that again. Alright, there we go. So, ETN price. Prediction. Alright, let's take a look at the chat here real quick. I gotta bring it back up. Okay, so, I'm getting numbers all over the place. So we got Marv, we got, oh my gosh, you guys are coming up with all sorts of prices. Alright, so big fella, he's thinking that he'd be happy if he sees it at the 5-cent range. Let's see here. Let's go to this. Let's view this real quick and bring this up. So, alright, sorry about the delay on this here. Timing is everything. Alright, so big fella is saying 5 cents at the end of the year. I think that's very doable. I think that's a conservative number, and if it goes more than that, you know, we'll all be sitting there going, yeah, this is good. But so 5 cents we got from the big fella. Greg is he's telling us 1.2 cents. Alright, so he thinks it's just going to be just a little bit about where it is now. Not much more than where it is now. 1.2 cents. So I think we'll beat that, Greg. I don't think that it's going to be at that same thing. So Chris Knight, Chris is thinking that it's going to be 35 cents. And, you know, that's a real positive. That's a real positive place to be at the end of the year. I mean, keep in mind, it hit 25 cents last year. So, you know, at some point, it's going to hit 25 cents again. It's going to hit that at some point. But that's a big number. I hope you're right, Chris. Michael's saying that he's going even further than you. He's going for 60 cents. Yeah, so he's looking at the big winner at 60 cents. That's going to be a tough one. Some excitement's going to have to happen to hit 60 cents, in my opinion. But I hope you're right. It would be pretty exciting. Marv, he's saying 50 cents. So that would be kind of good also, but again, a big number. Let's see. Yeah, we got the Fugazi $35. The $35 bid. You know, yeah, that's awfully a large number. Michael's thinking $35 in 5 years. So that's possible. I'm putting together something for you where I think it'll be, but geez, if it hit $35 in 5 years, that would be great. Even in 7 to 8 years, that would be really just bananas if it should ever get to that. So Chris Knight's updating his prediction to 35 cents. 35 cents. And and Craig's telling me he doesn't believe that it's 1.2 cents. It's going to be 12 cents. So he thinks it's going to be 12. 12 is possible. Tough, but possible. If some really good things come back out, I think it can easily get back to that 12 cents with the right stuff happening. So let's see here, and the Pulse is putting in their prediction at 15 cents. 15 cents for the Pulse. I like those ranges. I think that I think the most realistic ones are definitely anywhere up to that 15-cent range. You know, that's a 15x. A lot of good things have to happen, and if things really go bananas, maybe we'll see more excitement in that. But that's possible. But I appreciate all your predictions, and let me know where you think that it's going to be. That's more educational to me to see what your thoughts are. So I appreciate each and every one of you who participated in that. Okay. All right. So You Want to Know Me is saying, I think Electroneum should start a referral affiliated program basically pushing their payment system, kind of like how their processing company pushed for Visa massive cards for companies. So you know, I know like Webdollar does that, and that's how they get folks to referrals from mining to keep the environment going. And they have a referral where you put your code in your miner, and so that you can earn more coins. Now, I don't put my referral code out there. There's a lot of guys out there, you know, Truthful Rob, NWO, they have a code, and you can put that code in. You'll mine more, and then Truthful Rob or NWO will get a little extra. It's a minuscule amount, and so, but if you have a lot of people using your referral code, it'll do that. So yeah, I think Electroneum's on the ball with that, and you can't get into referrals with purchasing or what have you, but I think on the mining side, I think they've done that. They were probably one of the first to do it, way back when. So yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good process. All right, so let's take a look and let's see if we can find out who's going to win some Electroneum today. I guess I could go and just make sure that if there was any last minute entries. So what I'm going to do is open up my window. We're going to take a look at my YouTube page here. I'm going to type in YouTube. I'm doing this behind the scenes, and I am going to go to my account, and I'm going to bring up all of the comments. You guys want to see this here? I can show this to you. And basically what this does is it shows me all the comments. Now the system holds some of the comments here if it thinks that it is possibly spam. So it did snag Mark Weaver's entry for Webdollar. It thought it was spam. I'm gonna approve that so that he can get into the contest. Nothing was held, and we're in good shape. So I'm gonna close this up. All right, let's bring open our picker for the day, our random picker, and let's see what it has to say here. Mark, hey, we got Mark out there. So let's take a look here. Watching you. All right, so Mark, you're probably going to be a little late. I'm gonna put this up on the screen, and so that you can see what Mark did here. Let's view. Okay, and we're sending Mark out to the screen. Now, the writing of his last name or whatever appears to me to be in Martian. Beep 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 beep. Martian. I speak Martian. No, it's in Russian. That's with an R, not an M. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, like a ding dong. All right. So he's speaking in Russian. It would tend to lead me, but obviously he put a nice thing in English, but I don't know if that's for fun. But obviously, Mark, you need to put your Electroneum into the comments of the video of the day before. So if you put it in the chat, the comment picker won't pick it up, and unfortunately you won't be in the contest. But if you guys, if anybody watching wants to be in the contest, you'll put it in the comments below, and you'll be available to play in tomorrow's contest. So definitely come back after the video gets put into the archives for display to everybody, so that you can be part of the winning for tomorrow. So today is 50 cryptos, and I've already put in here the video from yesterday. We're gonna fetch, and it tells me that there are 16 comments, which is good. Now, I know we get 30 or so people that watch the show live, and we get hundreds and hundreds of folks that end up watching the videos afterwards. Win some free Electroneum, put it in a comment below. If you have something nice to say, put it in there also. Something interesting for me to think about and to respond to. I'll do my best to do that. Okay, so we got 16 people. You guys ready? Oh, yeah, I see you're all ready. Let's pick a winner. And today is, okay, Docochs. I'm going to call it Docochs because I have no idea how that's pronounced, and I ain't going to touch it. So we're going to call it Docochs. All right, and Docochs says, I'm always learning something new from you, Dino. Keep them coming. And Docochs wants Webdollars. So you have won 50 Webdollars. After the show, I will get those sent out to you. I'll put the block number in there. Congratulations to you. Right, Mr. Bean? Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, Mr. Bean thinks it's great. Congratulations. Yeah, see, he congratulates you also. So, let's get my trusty red pen, and I'm going to jot that down. DOCOCHS 50 Webdollars. Webdollar stuff, a lot of folks have been getting involved with that. Very speculative coin. You have no idea where it's going to end up, but you can get a lot of them right now, and if it should turn out to be something spectacular, you know, who knows where it'll take you. So, you know, that's what mining is all about. You take a little bit of time, you try to grab some coins when it's new, and go from there. But they seem to be getting a pretty good group of folks spending time and being interested in the Webdollars. And I have to tell you, I've communicated with the Webdollar team, and they're a pretty nice set of guys, and they're very transparent. They let everybody know what's going on, and keep in mind it's not an ICO. It's not funded or anything like that. It's an open source community project. So if you're a programmer and you want to get involved, get in touch with Webdollar and you could be part of the development team. All right, appreciate everybody. Let's just take a look. Pulse, we're getting our excitement there. We're getting claps and happiness for our winner for today. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Good night.